My workers called me. Oga, the animals are falling down, or they are spinning around and hitting their body on the ground. There is this spirit has come again.
After many encounters with several livestock farmers, Mr. Tunde said he noticed that some beliefs still influence livestock farming in Africa. Because of this, he felt the need to create an awareness and educate farmers about them.
You have to draw a routine program for your animals. Once you have done that, at least you have taken out the possibilities of them being infected.
Now, according to him, many livestock farmers are not even aware of how some of those beliefs affect the way animals are managed on the farm. When he narrated a particular scenario involving a farmer, I realized this was a conversation worth having.
The thing has gone into their blood. It has even their blood will become liquid. They don't have the red blood cells, and it destroys everything.
So I visited his farm to hear more of him and to share his insights with other farmers who may be experiencing similar situations. In this video, he also talked about how some farmers approach land acquisition, how certain beliefs still influence decisions on the farm, and the important things farmers should know before acquiring land for their livestock. I promise you this video is packed with valuable insights. If you're a farmer planning to start a livestock farming or already involved in the business here in Nigeria or in Africa, this video will give you a deeper understanding of the realities on ground. And don't forget to share this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because we'll be bringing more educational content on livestock farming. Hi everyone, welcome back again to the channel. Today we are glad to have Mr. Tunde of Pasture Gate back here with us. So Mr. Tunde will be sharing insights on animal raising and spiritual beliefs in Africa and how those beliefs are affecting livestock farmers, especially here in Nigeria. This is a topic lots of farmers experience but rarely talk about. So without wasting much of your time, let's get right into the video. So hello, Mr. Tunde. We are glad to have you back here with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so when you said spiritual beliefs affecting livestock farmers in Nigeria as a whole, what exactly do you mean?
Basically, it's an area which most farmers don't pay attention to. Most of the time, once the animals are sick or they are ill, the next thing is we start treating them with antibiotics. That's what goes to our mind. And again, most farmers don't do any test. They don't carry out tests on the animals. Now, what is actually wrong? They just give a broad spectrum antibiotics, and most of the time they are successful. But most of the time, most of the animals we have lost on the farm is due to the very beliefs of people. When we acquired the land in Afero from the Agoro family, the area is swampy. It's a swampy area. But I never knew how dangerous this Tsetse fly could be. So after a while, we discovered that our animals were dying every week. At least I would lose 1 or 2 animals on the farm. My friend also would lose about 2,000 birds. Then suddenly we had to approach the family that what is happening? Because at times I would just see my rams, they will be spinning around and they will be knocking each other and they will fall down and they will die. So we went to the family. Baba, what is happening? Oh, we are losing animals on this ground. This land is sold to us. Then the Baba said, "Oh, you people didn't ask me. I forgot. Our God, our ancestors, the shrine on the land I sold to you people. That's where they keep their gods, and they normally worship us on a yearly basis. They normally sacrifice to this god. They're using chicken and goats. They never told us. They said, since we have not. I said, what is the way forward? And they said, we still have to pay them some money. And they asked us to buy some things. After we did that, they were able to remove their ancestors. We saw the shrine, the images they made there. But they believe that is the cause of our problem. And we lost a lot of animals. So when that was happening, And by the way, the Lagos state government came and they want to do international airports. They took the land from us. So I had to relocate. Again, I relocated to Ibadan, another swampy area. At that in Ibadan, I lost about 32 cows there. They were just falling down and they would be spinning. And the villagers were happy. They were just picking animals. They were eating. Lawyer, we have taken animals. They were just taking my animals and I felt so sad. So for once, I went to the University of Ibadan. Veterinary, they have a clinic there, and I told them what was happening. They came to the farm in Ibadan. They called the name of the town Ibusogboro. If you go through the old Ijebu-Ode road to Ibadan, after Mamu, you'll get to the farm. So they took 20 blood samples from us. And after they took the 20 blood samples, we discovered that it is this Tsetse fly bite that is heavily in their blood. And I've lost 32 cows. But my workers will be telling me, Anjonunio, that is a spirit. That whenever the spirit comes, it blows, the wind will blow, and the animal will be spinning. And even some of them advise me that, let us bring pastors. Let us bring a imam. Let us do some sacrifice. That they believe that there is a bad spirit in that farm that is attacking, killing the animals. But I refused to listen to them. I said, that's your own belief. Spiritually, I'm a Christian and I believe in God. And even before I would do anything, medically, I have to confirm what is wrong with this animal. So I went to the University of Ibadan. They sent 3 veterinary doctors to my farm. They took 20 blood samples. And we waited for about a week. And the result came out. And we discovered that they have this trypanosomiasis disease in their blood, which is caused by Tsetse fly. So they asked us to treat those animals quickly. We got this dynamizine. Is also a brand of this olodium. We bought that. We also got berylline, and we also bought samorin. These are the 3. One is to clean the blood of these parasites, to treat them. And the samorin or the berylline is to protect the animals from further bites. And based on that, the animals stop dying henceforth. And by accident, I came in touch with a commissioner of agric in Lagos State, and he told me that if you are to do anything livestock in Lagos State, because most of the areas are swampy, you must draw out a plan for your animals by placing them on this dynamizine or samorin or berylline. Every 3 months, you give it to them, or quarterly. It is necessary. But most of us, we farmers, we don't. Most of the time, we believe it's spiritual attack. And if you want to really do livestock farming, you cannot do it in the city. You have to go into the bush, into the forest. You have to clear ground and do all those things. But those things happen. They've been telling me, but there was an instance I was on the farm, nothing happened to the animal. Then around 12 o'clock, I saw them spinning around, and they will fall down. The moment you slaughter them, there will be no blood. And they are healthy animals. For the cattle, it's very easy. When you see them, there will be like tears coming out of their eyes. You will know that they have those infections. And at times, they have very strong fever. These animals will have strong fever. They will have joint pains. So they cannot move very well. But most of the time, we always think, in Nigeria, it depends on those that are working for you, they believe it's spiritual. They say there is a spirit in that location that are attacking the animals. But it's an area that most farmers don't even plan. I've never heard it from any farmer saying you have to give your goats, your sheep, or your cattle dynamizine or samorin or berylin. They've never talked about it. They always place the animals on antibiotics, antibiotics, antibiotics. And that is not the main cause of what the animals are going through. What I'm trying to say that we farmers must try to draw the treatment, this is a fly treatment into our plan, apart from any other vaccine, because even this disease, this Tsetse fly disease, this trypanosomiasis, we have about 92 species of them in Africa, and we have about 11 in Nigeria. But most of us, we don't talk about them. Most of the time, we always say, my animals is ill, they are falling down, they cannot stand up, they cannot do this. But most of the time, most of these beliefs in Africa, what they will say is an attack, a spiritual attack. So that was what happened in Ibadan. Thereafter, I had a conversation with a friend doctor. He has been in the north. They call his name Mohammed. He told me, he says, if I want to reduce the cost of treating this disease, I have to move towards the north. So I had to move my farm from Ibadan to Oyo town. But still, and I still experienced it because I was busy treating my cattle, placing them on these dynamazine and samorin, treating them, but I have no issues. But I discovered that I have about 100 sheep on the farm. I have a very large sheep farm. And just on a particular day, I lost everything. They all died, and my workers called me. Oga, the animals are falling down, they are spinning around and hitting their body on the ground. There is this spirit has come again that we have to move. I said, I moved from Lagos to Ibadan, from Ibadan to Oyo. Now you want me to move? Am I going to Ilorin or Niger State? We must know what is actually happening, because most of us, we farmers, when we lose animals, we really don't take time to find out. We don't ask vet doctors to come in or take them to a very good lab to see what was wrong, what was the cause of death. We just throw them away. Even some farmers even sell those animals to the public. That is not healthy for consumption. They sell it and they make money and they just move ahead. So as those animals were dying, I was there on the farm. I saw what was happening. As we are trying to move some of them away, maybe we can sell them in the market. Most of them died in the vehicle. So I took one of them, I took it to Ibadan, and they run the blood test on them, and we discover again that is this same Tsetse bite that is affecting them. But I've sold nearly all the parent stock that I had. I've sold them. So I had to start all over again. I lost nearly all the parent stock that I had, and I had to start all over again. Just by the mere reason that I never even thought that this Tsetse fly, they always bite goats, sheep. I thought it was only cattle. And I concentrated on treating my cattle alone, but I lost over 100 sheep and goats. So what I would advise we farmers, livestock farmers, is that we must draw out a program to control for the treatment of this Tsetse fly bite, that is the trypanosomiasis. We must draw out a comprehensive plan for our animals. We must not wait until when our animals fall down and they die before we start treating them. Most of the time, even when they happen, we really don't talk about Tsetse fly. We always say the animal is sick, it's not eating. And those are the signs. Once they have fever, high fever, even we don't take the temperature of our animals. We don't know the normal temperature. We don't even check. We just got this animal is no longer eating. By the time you check his temperature, it's over 38 degrees centigrade. So it's very high. So those are the things we must have on our farm. We must have thermometers to check their temperature. Once you know their temperature, and you will know that this animal has fever, and automatically they will not be able to walk very well. I'm talking about the signs, the symptoms that you will see. Then they will be slow. Some will be waving. There are a lot of things that happen in our farm that we don't pay attention to. We only say they are spiritual problems. And I remember in Oyo, when it happened, when I lost about 100 sheep, my workers told me, Oga, you know, that woman, there's a woman that we had, she wanted to cut some firewood from our land, and we said no. So she has been cutting it from years before we bought the land. So she wants to continue cutting those sticks. And I said, no, you can't just come into the farm to be cutting firewood. And I said, it has to stop because I don't want an occasion where my staff is going to connive with them and the animals will be stolen. So I said, no. So we had a heated agreement. The woman said, oh, for the past 10, 15 years, she has been she has been doing that. Well, I said, now I have bought this land and I have my COO. You have no right to come. So we had that heated argument. So my workers believe that it's that woman that has sent an arrow to the animals. They said he has fired an arrow into the animal. That's why the animals were spinning around. But if I had not gone to do a test, I wouldn't know what was actually wrong. I would believe it's a spiritual problem. I will bring all the pastors in this world. I will bring all the imams. I will bring even herbalists. Some of us will bring up, if those are their beliefs, they will bring in herbalists to come and pray or to come and conjure. But unknown to us, most farmers don't take time to treat or to find out the cause of the illness their animal are going through. But I'm telling you 100% that most of the time is not giving your animal antibiotics. It's treatment of this Tsetse fly. It's rampant everywhere. And we can ask the question, and the question could be asked, how often, when in the season do you have this Tsetse fly? They are very rampant, they are paramount during the raining season. But they exist throughout the year, but they are much during the raining season. So as the raining season is approaching, as a farmer, you must be ready. You must buy this dynamizine, mix it, give it to the animal, and you also buy samorin or berylin that you can use to prevent them. At least it prevents them for another 3 or 4 or 6 months. And funny enough, there are no vaccines. There are no vaccines to take care of this trypanosomiasis disease. There are no vaccines for it. So, but you just have to give them the drugs I've mentioned. You have to draw out a routine program for your animals. Once you have done that, at least you have taken out the possibilities of them being infected by the Tsetse fly. Though at times you can also use pour-on. Pour-on, we put it at the back of animals, but most of the time, most of us will just buy maybe a tube, one bottle of pour-on. You use it, and you cannot, because it's now very expensive. How often do you put it on the animals? Or is your staff, are they doing the routine checks that they ought to do? Most of the time they will not do it. They will always do it when you are around. So you discover that you'll be losing animals. But most of the time, and they will be blaming it on spiritual beliefs. One, if you are into livestock, you must try to stay away from riverine areas, marshy area where there are a lot of waters, swampy areas. You must stay a little. If you stay, not that you cannot stay there, but you must draw out a comprehensive programs for your animals so that they will not just be dying unnecessarily. I remember there was a time my cattle gave birth and it was unable to stand up. The animal simply lacks calcium. The moment we gave calcium into his vein, to pass it through his vein, the animal stood up. But if I had not taken pain to find out what has happened, or when you see your goat or your sheep stumbling, is wobbling, most of the time they just lack magnesium. I had a friend recently. She started a farm in Ibadan and she lost a sheep. The next thing, his worker said, we must leave this place. Oh, there are a lot of, there are ghosts. Oh, there are times when they sleep, they see some wild wind will just blow. That maybe it's that ghost that is killing this animal. And at the end of the day, the goat they don't have iron. So we as farmers, as much as possible, we must have salt lick on our farm so that once they take this salt lick, all these vitamins that they are lacking, they can get it. And we must make their food to be very rich enough. Because if they lack all these things and they have these fly bites, automatically they're going to die. You might believe, you might be saying his spirit, his ghost. There are a lot of things. And I'm telling you, if you are not careful, you will believe that someone is after you. You will believe, because the way the animals will be doing, they will just be headbutting each other. They will be spinning, running, turning. They are very... It was then I discovered that when those things are happening, the thing has gone into their blood. It has even their blood will turn to will become liquid. They don't have the red blood cells. It destroys everything. So we as farmers must take the pain to conduct a medical test on any dead animal on the farm. But to crown it all, we must draw up a plan to in respect of Tsetse fly on our farms. Is an areas those most farmers don't pay attention to. Even never heard any farmer talking about that he's treating Tsetse fly bites on animal. They always say the animal is sick, we want to give it antibiotics. They always concentrate on antibiotics. But just try it for once. Place them on dynamizane or berylin or samorin. You discover that whatever illness they are going through will be off. All the body pain, the eye fever, everything will be gone without you even using any antibiotics, using LA or pen strep. But most of the time, this is what we just use as broad spectrum. We never, but also, I will also lay the blame at the feet of our vet doctors. Most of them, most of them, I would not say, since they went to the medical, they are the medical school. I won't say they are not professional enough, but most of them, they are only, those in Lagos, they only concentrate on dogs. When you talk about dogs, they know how to treat dogs. But when you talk about large animals, when you come to large animals, they know little or nothing about large animals. I've called several vets to come and handle my animal, but even me, I'm telling them what to do. So most of them in that area, they are not knowledgeable. If you want to get good vets that are knowledgeable in large animals or in livestock animals, you must move towards Kwara, to the north. Those veterinary doctors in those axes, they know much about animals. But in Lagos, down, I can tell you that most of them, 50% or even 80% of them don't know anything about livestock. It's only dogs. So if you have called such a vet to come and look at your animal, he will not even tell you, he will say, it's okay. The first thing, we'll just give LA shot, give this. At times, the animal might wave it. After a while, might get out of it. But most of the time, you end up losing those animals because most farmers in Nigeria don't draw out any program for Tsetse control. You can put the paw horn. The paw horn that most of us use is basically for, we want to control ticks, we want to control lice in the animals, but not for Tsetse fly. And Tsetse fly is rampant in Nigeria. We have about 11 species. Even they bite human beings. At times when you say, you have sleeping sickness, this is the cause of the biting of this Tsetse fly. But most farmers have failed to address these issues. So we as farmers must draw out a comprehensive treatment or routine program of treating Tsetse fly for our sheep, our goats, and our cattle. If we can do this, we discover that the losses that we suffer, though for internationally, they will tell you that you must make provisions for about 10% loss when it comes to animal, so that you must just make that provisions for 10% if you are running a commercial farm. So there is no way, even when animals are okay, they could die. Even we as human beings, we can die. So no matter, you will do all those things. If animal wants to die in your farm, they will still die. But you must have played your own role to cover all the areas that will not make this animal to die. As I was saying, this blood salt leak is very important for this animal because all other vitamins that they lack in their feed, they will get it here. Iron, copper, magnesium, calcium, selenium, everything is here. Because in the past, I discovered that when my sheep, when they give birth, they will be unable to stand up. They will not be able to stand up. I started making research, and I discovered that selenium is very key. If an animal lacks selenium, you will discover that all its offspring will not be strong enough. So now I had to introduce it. They will have selenium injection, but I have to ensure that the grass, they can get it from grass also. So I ensure that on a daily basis, they take grass. And in their salt lake also, this selenium is there. Thereafter, we've had 100%.
How do you administer this?
No, when they need it, They just come here. They come here to lick. Yes, they're the one licking it. They know when they want it.
know when they
Want it. Their body will tell them. Then they will come and lick it. If I take this one here now, you will see all the rams. They will come here to lick it now. I just kept this way. If I move, if I enter and should I do it?
Okay.
If I just take it, once I move, you see they will all come there to lick it. That means they need it. This ram now is a mad ram. They are running. They thought I want to give them injection. You will see what will happen. Let me just move away down. They will all move there now. If they need it, they will move. But if they've gotten enough, they will stay away. So if you look at it, that means they have been leaking this salt leak, so they are not getting there. And if you look at them, they are very healthy. These are rams that we are using for Ileya festival. They are already ready. They are ready by now. I've told you, I have it here. You can see the liquid I'm talking about. This is the mixture of this denamazine and samurin. It's like blood. So I always give this animal every 3 months. I will give them every 3 months. I give all of them because this area is a swampy area and I know the tsetse fly, they come here. So if you don't, we as farmers, you must get it prepared for your animals. Treat them for tsetse fly, maybe quarterly, maybe annually is too much. Let's just say quarterly.
What are some of the symptoms they need to look out for?
In cattle, because I'm into cattle also. In cattle, you look at them, at times they will be losing weight. They'll be losing weight. So it's not your productivity is, you are losing it gradually. They'll be losing weight. And if you look at their eyes, they'll be shedding tears.
Oh, really?
Yes. You'll be seeing water dripping out of their eyes. You will know that they have tsetse fly infection. So you have to quickly, but if you have drawn out your program, they won't be having such. And for sheep and goats, at times they will just have high fever and they will stop eating. They will stop eating. When you see your goats stop eating, but most of us, once they stop eating and they have, even if you put your hand into their mouth without using the thermometer to check whether they have high temperature, put your hand into their mouth, you see it's very warm, it's very hot, so that you know the animal has fever. So once you detect that, most of the time it's only antibiotics that we farmers just pump them with LA or pen strep. But most of the time, there is no need. They've been beaten by tsetse fly. Since we don't run tests, most of us, we don't run tests. Even what I do, I take the blood sample, I take it to the normal lab for human beings. That's what I do.
Okay, is there any other thing the farmers can do apart from drawing out the structures and the roadmap?
What apart from drawing out this program where you give them this dynamazine, samurin or berylline, we can also introduce our local breed because they are resistance to this tribe. Yes. This Indama breed, Indama Keteku breeds, they are very short, they are not that big, and that's why people don't like them, because we want things that are big, attractive, but those animals is better we improve on them so that any animal that we have will have those resistance against tsetse fly. But here we really don't. We want things big. We want Kalahari. We want Bua. Everybody. We want money fast. Everybody wants things fast, and it's not. And I always advise farmers, even if you are doing goats, if you are starting, why don't you start with the West African dwarf? Because you really don't have experience on them. Start with the West African dwarf. They have they are rugged. So by the time you can see all these goats. They are all they are improved. I've improved on them. Have you improved on them? You can see that the color has changed to red, like brownish. Then this is the West African dwarf goat. You see, they are black. Yes, the local ones. But after the improvement, they become, though they will grow, they will become bigger. But the immunity that we are requesting, we're asking for, can be found in this other breed, because they are not pure breed any longer. They've been crossed. One is a local one. The black one, that male, is also black. It's also a local breed. These two standing, they are also local breeds. The one standing over there is also a local breed. But the ones with the brown colors, they've been crossed with the Sokoto red. but we use the Adeja breed of goats. They are a bigger type of goats. They are bigger. I think where's the Adeja male? I don't know. It's somewhere now. The Adeja male. Maybe it's sitting down here. Where's the Adeja male? Or maybe it's eating over there. But we have a bigger breed that we normally use to improve on this local breed. And you can see these two offspring. They are from this local. This is the West African dwarf. This is an improvement from this local. They are twin from this mother. And this is the male we are using, the Adeja breed. Is the one standing here. Yes, with the drummy here. Yeah, moving away. So that's why we've been able to achieve this one. If you look at the offsprings now, they are just some few months, but they are higher than the mom. The mother is the one, she's heavily pregnant again. Yeah, so you see, they are very good and reliable. I think maybe this next time she's going to give birth to 3. If you look at the length, the goat is very long. It's a different type. If you look at it, there are 2 different species. You can look at this West African dwarf. This one is shorter, this one is longer. So they are all various breeds of this West African dwarf, and they are very good to improve. So that's why we are improving on them so that we can have higher meat yield. But we must not do away with them. I don't believe we should do away with them. They are very important breeds. They are resistant to this Tsetse bites. All these foreign breeds, they cannot stand it. If they come here, if you bring in a boa and you don't treat them for Tsetse fly, you will lose them. In a matter of time, you lose them. So you really have to plan their
this pregnant one is immune to this Tsetse fly?
Yes, it's immune. They are immune. But despite that, I always treat them. They are also in the program. And that's why this is the mixture. This is samorin. If you look at it, it's like blood. So it cleanses the blood of this Tsetse fly bites, and it also protects them.
So the farmers, they know where to get this?
Yes, in most clinics, but it's only what you know that you will ask for. If you don't know about it, if you don't think about, nobody will go and ask of this dynamizine. You will not go and ask of samorin or berylin. You will not go and ask them, and they are there. But when you are not aware, you only go and buy LA, you buy pen strep, and buy multivitamin. But most of us, we don't take time to get this treatment of Tsetse fly.
So, sir, we got a lot of questions. People asking the use of these berry tires.
They are very good. You know this rascally West African dwarf. They love. If you have come here in the evening, you will see them playing. They will be jumping from here. They will be chasing each other. Jumping is an exercising point for them.
Okay.
They want to be climbing, jumping. If you want to set up a proper farm for this West African dwarf, they love rocky, hilly areas where they will be climbing, jumping, doing whatever they like. So it's a playground for them. Okay. So in the evening, you will see if you come here around 5 o'clock, you will see all of them. Even a mother and his own litter will stand here. The another one will try to make them fall.
Oh, really?
He will ask his own offspring to climb. That one also will use his head to chase it away. So they will be alternating these tires. They will jump from here. Some will go underneath. They will come in. They will start jumping.
So can you get them to jump now?
They can't. It's only when they want to exercise. They exercise when they want to. So as much as possible, we just use this tire to create a natural habitat for them so that they can be exercising themselves and they will be happy. Because you restraining them, they love. If you see them in villages now, they will leave this village and you will find them in another village. Okay. They will stone them, they will move to another village. But now we've restricted their movement. So we must create an enabling environment for them. You know, at times you might have all the food, everything, but you are not happy because you are not allowed to do what you should have been doing. Your body was programmed to do all those things, but you can't do it. So
every farmer should have this.
They should have it, an exercising area. Okay. Farmers are really facing challenges acquiring land for farming in Nigeria. For you to do goat, any livestock, you need land. And that has been the bane. That has what, for example, in Oyo State now, they've done a law. They said no animals should be grazing about. And it's very good. They want us to build ranches, but they've not made available the land. And in Nigeria, for you to acquire land or for have land for farming, it's either you go through the landowners, the Omoniles, or you go through the government. In the Omoniles, you will go to them. If a particular person will sell land to you, as you are about setting, once they see what you are doing on ground, another person will come up and say, you have no right. We are three in the family. Nobody. There's only one person that signed your agreement. The three people should have signed. Or a boy will come out and say, when they sold this land, I was still a baby, and now I'm a man. They didn't give me share of the booty, so it will come and disturb you, and there will be a lot of issues. So what I will advise farmers, whenever you move into any community, you want to buy land, go and see the king, the Baale first, the ruler of that community. I've learned that in my years of working in the telecommunication industry, that you must go to the head of the town. Then it will tell you the families that owns the particular land. And in addition, you must not stop at that. You must also go to the land registry to conduct a search. Because from my own experience, when they sell land to you, the Gazette might say they have only 20 acres, and they will use that Gazette to sell over 50 acres. So if you're unfortunate, the areas they've sold to you, if it doesn't come under the Gazette, that means you have lost money. So you must know when you get there, you must know what that land, what the government is planning for that area. If it's a government area, there are some areas that are under acquisition, but the family will sell it to you. I've bought such in Isheyin. I paid to them. It was after like 15 years that the government said they want to use it. And they asked me to leave. And I've planted cashew, and my cattle is there also. And they asked me to leave. I felt very bad. Because when I bought that place, it was far in the forest. Nobody, I was only one there. But suddenly, the government came. They started, and I went to the family. I said, you people sold land to me. But now see what the government is saying that is there. And they said, I should not mind the government. Should not mind the government. They are extending their area of acquisition. The acquisition doesn't get to this particular area. So when I said I was going to the Ministry of Lands to go and make inquiry, they said there's no need. I should not go. They are talking with the government. They will settle it. In the long run, we discovered that the government doesn't go back because they've set that place for agriculture, and they have allocated that land to a new person. But fortunately for me, they allocated it to a friend. That was why I can still keep that particular location till date. So we as farmers, we must do all within our ability to conduct search, whether it's a family, government land, or whatever. You must conduct a search to know whether the land actually belongs to the family. If it belongs to the family, what is the extent of land? How many acres do they have in that area? Because at times the Gazette might say they have only 10 acres, and they will sell over 50 acres to everyone. And later the government will come and take the land from you, and you cannot get your refund. Your money is gone. So we as farmers, we must be very careful when acquiring farmland. We must go all out. It might take time. We must want to be in a haste. I want to acquire this land. Somebody asked me to pay. No, you don't have to rush. You must get and do the needful. I remember the land I got in Oyo. What I did, after I got the 50 acres, I went ahead because I got it through the Alaafins families. So I should be assured I got it from the Alaafins, the head of the Oyo town, nobody, no problem. But a friend called me and said, this Alaafin that is there could be dead anytime. A new Alaafin could come and he will say he wants part of the land, because it's land they go for. Any new Oba that comes, so they will be grabbing those lands. So quickly, I went to the government, I did my survey, they brought the people from the Ministry of Land, they readjusted the survey, they did everything, and I paid to the government. On the other hand, if you are buying from government, that's where I really have a problem with. The government ought to support us with land. They will say you can apply to the Ministry of Lands. There are lands that they have for farming. You will apply. but they will tell you there is no land. And those staff in the ministry, they will apportion those land to themselves. But still, because they are still working they are still in government, they won't do anything on that land. The land will be there for years. So you discover that you will go to through the right channel, the government, that you want to buy land or you want to acquire land or lease the land from them, but they will tell you they don't have land for now. So how can you start with this farming program you want to do? Because they will form this. They are very smart. They will form companies, business names, and they will buy in the names of those companies. So unless you go further to find out those behind, even they can use the name of their cousins, relations. So you never find out that they've allocated those lands to themselves. So you as farmers, you'll be caught wanting. You won't have the required land. You will have no option to go to the families to buy. And the families also are very corrupt. They will sell what they don't have. And you buy what they don't have, that means you buy nothing. You cannot give what you don't have. But don't say you are in a rush. You want to set up the farm quickly. You are in a haste rushing. If you don't get the title right, then you discover that you will not enjoy your farming, because it will get to a time as your farm is stabilizing that you should be happy. The government will just come that they are the owner of the land and they will ask you to leave, and it's very frustrating. Hence, I just want you to know that we are presently running a mentorship program, and if you're interested, you should just contact the attached number and we'll handle all your complaints and worries.